Mobster Boss Radio Live is not intended for anyone under the age of 18. If you are under the age of 18 and still here from this point on, we assume you are here with the consent, approval, and supervision of parent or guardian. With that said, here's Lester.
Well, hello, people. Lester here with Mobster Boss Radio Live. That's right. You know what? I don't normally do a show on Thursdays, but it's kind of different today because I'm kind of doing the opener show, if you will, except I'm doing it a day early. But I'm kind of opening for JD and Sonny. Apparently, they're going to do a show tomorrow. They haven't even asked me to do this. I took it upon myself to do this because I know what kind of show they're going to run tomorrow. And I thought, why not? Why don't I just get on here today? By the way, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to stop by and listen to my last show. And I really hope that you will tune in to JD and Sonny tomorrow. That would be Friday. Yeah, Friday the 1st. You know, in my last show, I did a little bit about all of these conspiracy theories and what happens to a conspiracy theorist and what goes on in the mind of a conspiracy theorist. And I addressed all of that. And I think it's a mental issue for these guys that fall for this. Although I don't believe it's a mental issue for the spreaders of hate. Spreaders, I said. For the people who spread hate and fear-mongering. And I'll get to why I said hate in a minute. But it's just beyond me of what anybody would get out of spreading all this fear-mongering. The government's going to get you. They're going to come. They've got a bullet for every one of you. They're going to put you in a FEMA death camp. You know, I've already been through all of this with you guys. I'm not going to go through all of that, but I am going to address something. There is something that's been a main issue for these conspiracy freaks, from Alex Jones all the way down to their disciples. His disciples, I mean. People like Wayne Pierce, even the little mini-me's like Nick Larson, BK, whatever. It doesn't matter. These people hate what's going on within our government today, and it's fine. They have a right to do that. They have a right to not like that. But the problem that I have is this spreading of so much misinformation, or the information that they spread out there has a partial truth to it. To give you an example, the Department of Homeland Security is purchasing 450 million rounds of hollow point 40 caliber ammunition. Wow, that is a lot. 450 million rounds. And you think, wow, they're stockpiling their ammunition. And that's what these fear mongers would have you believe. They don't want to tell you what's really going on, though. No way. Why would they tell you that? It takes all the fun out of what they do, right? The truth is, they do have an outstanding order for 450 million rounds of hollow point 40 caliber bullets. But that order is spread out over 5 years. That order also includes a combination of some of the past orders that haven't been fulfilled. Then let's understand that even though, and that's an extremely large amount of ammunition when you say 450 million rounds. People like Alex Jones cites that goddamn flake site called InfoWars, where people like Wayne Pierce get their information. That is his Bible. But they say, there's a round, they've got a round out there for every man, woman, and child in the United States, and then some. Oh, yeah. But the truth is, it's spread out over 5 years. The Department of Homeland Security has 135,000 gun-carrying officers. 135,000. Now, if each of those officers, for each year, each of these 5 years, if each of those 135,000 officers per year is given 667 bullets, that eats it all up. Now, that's 667 bullets per year. That covers them going to the range. That covers them practicing while they're going to the range, practicing and just improving their skills. It accounts for any of the qualifying. You know, if you're an officer in any law enforcement agency and you are assigned a weapon, you have to qualify with that weapon. And even if you want to change weapons, let's say there's a new one that comes in, a new 40 caliber that comes in, and it's a different make or model of gun, you have to re-qualify to carry that weapon. That means you need to go out and practice and whatever. So my point is 667 rounds per officer per year eats up that 450 million rounds. I just don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Do you not want the people that are authorized by your government to carry weapons for law enforcement purposes? Do you not want them to be proficient with their weapons? Do you not want them? You want them to be good at shooting if they have to, don't you? Of course you do. Well, now, okay, so if you throw that at them, then they go, but they're hollow points, and those are banned by the Geneva Convention. No, they're not. It's a fucking lie. It's a lie that's told so many times by so many people that the people telling it out there actually believe it's the truth. It's not the truth. Hollow point weapons have never been addressed by the Geneva Convention. And I want you to understand that most law enforcement agencies, most even local, county, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, standard issue is hollow point weapon or ammunition for the reason of public safety. How can that be? Well, it's pretty simple. Since the advent of smokeless gunpowder, the gunpowder today is like high octane gunpowder, and it makes for higher velocity projectiles coming out of a weapon. The bullets go faster. If you take a normal round, the probability of someone, an intended target, if they have to shoot someone, the probability of a pass-through injury, meaning that if they have to shoot someone, that the bullet might possibly pass through that person and injure a bystander. For whatever reason, whatever crazy scenario could be dreamed up, that could happen. Also, if they miss their target for any reason, these normal bullets have a tendency to ricochet should they hit metal or a side glance of brick or whatever. They have a tendency to ricochet and possibly injure somebody. On the other hand, if your officer is having to draw his weapon and shoot at a suspect for any reason whatsoever, the likelihood of a pass-through injury, meaning that the bullet passing through would hurt somebody, is lessened a great deal, because hollow point bullets expand upon entering the body, and they basically mushroom out, lowering their chances of passing on through, and yes, they do more damage. But I promise you, if you're going to be shot by a police officer, he is going to shoot you to kill you. That's just the way it works out. I mean, that's just what happens. You know, they give the sky marshals on airplanes, they have guns, they have weapons, and their standard issue is hollow points and always has been because of the lowered possibility of a pass-through injury or damage to the aircraft. It's just the way it is, and it's for public safety reasons. Oh, you can't say that in today's climate because your government doesn't want to provide you with public safety. They're out to get you, according to the fearmongers like Alex Jones and his minions, like Alex's minions, like Wayne Pierce, who is just off on a fucking tear. Everything is a fucking conspiracy. Obama is out to get you. Obamacare is going to make the country go broke. They're hoarding up weapons and they're buying up tons of ammunition because in some way they're going to do something to the people and they're going to take away your guns. All of these things that they're predicting will not happen. I know it won't happen. They said it would happen when Obama was first elected. Nothing happened. There is some legislation out there that they're proposing for assault weapon ban. Great. Half of these motherfuckers that are coveting their weapons so much, they've never even served in the military. They want some kind of military-looking weapon so that they can run around, tie a goddamn rag around their head, and play John Rambo. But there's no real need for assault rifles. Or I don't see them. And these guys are filled with so much hate and so much fear-mongering, they don't take time to explain what they would think that their real need is. It's just my Second Amendment right. And if they come and get those, they'll then come and get the rest of our guns. It's just the first step. Yeah, it's like people trying to tell you that fucking marijuana is a gateway drug, right? They say that as they chug on their beer and their whiskey and all of that. You know, I just don't understand these types of things, and I do not understand all of this fear-mongering. Look, you people are going to have to accept, those of you that don't like the idea of Obama in office, tough fucking shit. He's there. Deal with it. And I tell you what, with all the conspiracy theories that I think will not come true, I cannot wait until the next election, and after that one's over, when Hillary Clinton is your president. I cannot wait for the conspiracy theories about her. Oh my God, they're probably writing them today. They're probably, ever since she testified at the Benghazi hearings and owned every one of those motherfuckers, especially that Rand Paul. What a fucking shitbag he was, and she put him in his place. She schooled his ass. She will be your next president. But you know what? That's really a subject for another time. I'm just trying to figure out what in the world makes these fear-mongers just go out and spew all of this hate. And why they never want to address real questions. Why they never want to address real issues. They don't want anybody to take up an issue with them. They do not want that at all. They can't stand it. They ask you, if you're going to say something, well, say this and say it in a respectful manner. And when you do, they look for some other reason not to have to answer those questions. If somebody says, hey, here's why I think that this should be done. Well, if you don't like what I'm thinking, pack your bags and get out of the country. Pack your bags. Get out of the country. I'm the only opinion that counts. You fucking idiot. You piece of shit. I'm a conservative. You're a moron, sir. Oh my God. Get out of the country. Yeah, okay, I got you. You know, I just don't understand this. And usually, if you look into the background of these guys that buy into all of these conspiracy theories, they've got a lot of other stuff that's been going on. You know, because that study that I looked at and that opinion, that researcher opinion about what goes on in the mind of a conspiracy theorist, it says that, you know, a lot of times they're kind of slow to accept conspiracy theories, but it's kind of like that roller coaster ride. You know how it gets you you hear it clanking, getting you all the way to the top, and as soon as you top that hill, brother, it is downhill at 100 miles an hour. You'll accept, and it's the same way with these conspiracy theories. Brother, it's on like Donkey Kong. Once they jump over that ledge, brother, it is 1,000 miles an hour. Boom, they'll accept anything. Everything is a conspiracy. They are professional victims. Everybody's out to get them. People are listening to them, following them around. They probably tell their family, if anybody calls for me, oh, I'm thinking the CIA found out about me, Mom. They might know I'm here. Oh my God. I just think it's crazy. I think it's insane. You know, and I'm not even really, I was going to prepare a bunch of clips. I don't know that I will. I've got some here. And maybe I'll play them and maybe I won't. I don't know. But it maybe I won't be able to resist here in a little bit. I'm not sure. But I know this. I know these conspiracy theorists are rude motherfuckers, man. And they want to say how, you know, if you're going to talk to me in a disrespectful manner, you know, that's what you're going to get back. They start off hateful. I'm an American. You know, I'm an American, and if you bring up, well, what about the First Amendment that gives people the right to their opinions and free speech? I'll protect your First Amendment with my Second Amendment. Yeah, will you really? I just thought you asked somebody to leave the country. Oh, you guys are insane. And I'm not saying they're dumb. I'm really thinking that they've got they've got some kind of mental disorder. Or, like Alex Jones, they've got a financial goal in mind. You know, Alex Jones has become a multi-millionaire based on the fear of other people. Now, I'm not so sure Wayne Pierce knows about that part of it, although I understand from what I've been told now that he has a place that on any of these sites that he's had out, from church sites to well, you name it. He's had quite a few sites up, and he's out there. I understand that he has a way that you can donate money to his cause. Imagine that. So maybe he is catching on to Alex Jones' way. I'm not sure. This all started out to me in harmless fun, but I see the damage that I think that he's doing in the fearful, in those that are actually, they sit out here, especially, say the elderly. They hear somebody spewing all of this hate stuff and stuff like this. This could really pose a serious mental health issue for some of these older people that are already experiencing lots of medical problems to start with. You know, and also influence young people who've not had the opportunity to realize what charlatans they are. But I think there's more to play at this than just this real hate that he's got going on. I really do. I think the whole deal is to get us to talk about him. And then, well, I guess we're going to do that today. Okay, fine. You know, I don't care. But you know, here's what I do know. I get this message from JD that says, dude, get in here and copy all of this if you can, because we're going to get banned from Wayne's chat wall. So we can just copy it, just so we can keep it. I said, okay, I'll be there in a minute. So I show up, I copy everything that's in their chat wall, and I kept it all. And because, see, I got in on the very last of it. Dude, he got wound up like a $3 clock, challenging people and threatening people and all of this sort of stuff. Now, he'll say it wasn't a threat. I don't care. Call it what you want. You know, he's just like that midget that runs around and worships him. Oh, hey, Nick here. Oh, hey, you know. That's my version. That's my version. That's my version. When I read Larson's type, that's my version of what he typed in the chat. That's the voice that comes out when every time I see this little midget, this little runt of a man. I mean, a little guy, right? But anyway, every time I see this midget, this little troll, this garden gnome, that's it. Oh my God, I've got a new name for him. He's a garden gnome. Oh my God. This is, you know what? This is my creativity coming out. Just, oh my God, a garden gnome. But anyway, this garden gnome shows up, and right in the chat, I see at the very beginning, hey, Wayne, are you gonna talk about MB? Are you gonna talk about MB? Oh my God, you know, and so of course Wayne says, well, you know, there were some of them probably, and blah 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 blah, you know, and basically Larson, okay, I'll go shut up. Tell me when I can talk. Oh my God, this guy worships Wayne, worships him. He latched on to Wayne like, oh, he's like a dog humping your fucking leg. Oh, you know, it's really funny. I noticed on the wall of Wayne's deal, they're doing something, and then Wayne says to his garden gnome, email me. Okay, I will. I'll be right there, Wayne. I'll email you. Wait a minute. It wasn't call me. It was email me. Well, okay, email you what? That's what I would have thought. Email me. You know, and I think what the deal is Wayne realizes that he's got a fetch dog. He's got a house nigger. Yeah. Oh my God, this is just tearing me up. But you know, I noticed something. Apparently, I was provided with some pretty informative. You know, I sound like Alex Alex Jones at InfoWars. Sources close to the situation. Yeah, okay, I got it. But anyway, I was provided, apparently one of Wayne's friends posted on a blog about Wayne, and they described what Wayne is, all about him. And I just feel obligated to read this because she gets so descriptive in her friend. I'm thinking that this Laura woman is like a real friend to him. She really likes this guy. Wayne P. is one of my best friends in the world. I sound like Casey Kasem reading a letter, don't I? I mean, not that I sound like him, but I'm talking about just that. Isn't that what Casey would do? Dear Casey. Anyway, Wayne P. is one of my best friends in the world. He's also a member here at Gather. That's the site, Gather, okay? You can find him at yakko62.gather.com. Okay, great. Now comes the meat and potatoes, man. Neighbors, sit back and get you a cup of coffee. I'm going to read you his resume according to her. He is a psychic. He's a psychic. I just love it. A comedian. I agree. He's a karaoke host. Ghost hunter. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, I see why Nick is humping his leg. An actor. I think I said the other day that Alex Jones is nothing more than an actor playing a part. Anyway, he's a singer. I hope he blesses us with I hope he busts out with some Tupac or something, man. I just hope he does. He's an ordained minister. Wow. You know, I'm ordained. I'm ordained. All my ordination certificates and shit are up on mobsterbossradio.com on the blog site. Yeah, updated. They are. Okay, let me get back to an ordained minister. A believer in the Jedi faith. All right. A former mortuary worker. There you go. Oh. And he also worked in a casino. You know, he can serve coffee just like those big titty girls can. But so I look at this. Oh, and she said he's what you would call a jack of all trades. Oh, let me go on and finish this description. He's someone that if you're not connected to, you probably should be. He's posted a lot here at Gather and hasn't gotten much in the way, hasn't gotten much in the way of replies. And that's really a shame since his articles are really thought out and well written. You know, I'll finish it out. I'll read the whole thing. See, we're accused of paraphrasing a bunch of stuff or editing out stuff. I've known him for 4 years now, and I can easily say that my life has been enriched by being his friend. I hope you'll take some time and check out his articles and some of the groups that he owns here. When she says groups, you know, it's kind of like Yahoo groups. You know what I'm talking about? Except this is at Gather. And you can start a group and you own that group and people hopefully subscribe to it and reply to you and do all that sort of stuff. Okay. I hope you'll take some time and check out his articles and some of the groups he owns here. They are, let me get my list ready. Western Nevada Paranormal, Live Now, Pet's Place, Universal Faith Fellowship, The Plays The Thing. I'm just reading it the way it is. That's a group. Pierce Family Archive, Temple of the Universal Spirit. I am telling you that this guy is busy. Now, on top of that, he's a psychic. He's a psychic medium. And we didn't just read that. We read it here, but we also heard that by his own word.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Okay, let's try area code 718. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, great. You're calling from New York. I know the area code.
Yes.
What is your first name?
Martha.
Okay, and your question for Wayne?
Is there any message from my mom?
Any message from your mother? I'm asking. That's why I went silent. There is I'm hearing from a who's, and they're giving me a reference to my height, which is 5'11". A gentleman saying, you know, Mom's here, she's okay, she's fine. Something apparently, like in the solar plexus area, something really just did not set well with her at that point. I don't get your mother per se, but I'm getting a gentleman who's saying she's here. This gentleman's about my height. I'm trying to get more information from him, and he's not giving me any more. I want to say, your mother had kind of a soothing voice, is what I'm hearing. She would, you know, say, "Oh, okay, it's okay, baby, it's all right." You know, you'd be crying, or you know, you lost something, or you know, just really a very calm, soothing, caring voice. I'm just this gentleman's bringing through this woman who is really caring and heartfelt. A very, very, just, you know, she wouldn't let things get to her much, but she was very calming, and she would say, you know, things will work out, you know, we'll take care of it, you know, stuff, very soothing. She's saying, or she's showing me a whole lot of love through flowers and through just her energy. This gentleman's near her, and he's literally, I believe, the person that helped her in her transition. He's not telling me who he is, but she's very caring, and I'm saying, I'm okay, I'm fine, no one should worry. Everybody, just as a little side note, and I'm still hearing from the other side, everybody wants to know, everybody gets to that point of, man, I wonder how they are over there. If they no longer have the limitations of their body or their pain or their suffering or whatever caused them, you know, that type of feeling within them, they no longer have it. They're fine. They're doing wonderfully. But this woman is just showing me a whole lot of love, a whole lot of caring, a whole lot of just, her presence is just enormous. I mean, she's just, I love you. I mean, she'll hug you, you can be crying and water, you know, coming out of your eyes. You can, you know, feel like you've lost your last friend, whatever, and she'll just hug you and say, baby, it's going to be okay. You know, it's going to be fine. You know, so, and she's doing fine. And that's all I'm getting. They're starting to pull back their energy. But that was their way of just letting me know. The gentleman brought her through to let me know that she's okay. She's right on.
Thank you. You completely described her, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
He's also a paranormal research investigator. I'm just, you know, it just blows me away. I had no idea. I mean, how do you get proficient at all of this stuff? I mean, where do you draw the line as to what you want to be when you grow up? I mean, the guy's obviously old, but I'm just saying, how do you figure out what you want to be? How do you go drifting through life and not settle on something? I mean, I understand he's on this big conspiracy theory kick, but that's obviously in the same realm. He's on this conspiracy kick, but he was also a psychic. He's also a comedian, a karaoke host, where he went out to clubs and hosted karaoke and had Janet Sue come on up and sing Magic Carpet Ride. You know, one of those kind of guys. A ghost hunter. You know, and you would think that Nick Larson would not associate himself with something like ghost hunting. A guy that says that he's a ghost hunter, you would think that Nick Larson would not, with all the problems that Nick Larson admittedly got into over being a ghost hunter, you would think that Nick would not ever associate with ghost hunting again, knowing the dramatic impact that it had on his life, or so according to him. But this is not about Nick. I'm sure that this little bitty guy gets a little bitty boner every time. Every time his name's mentioned. I get that. Okay, whatever. But I'm just trying to figure out how do you become all of these things? How do you become all of these things? You're a psychic. You know, this guy even points out, I mean, you're not going to believe the wealth of information that was sent us last night. We didn't go out and look for it. Not at all. I'm telling you, it was just blown up at us. Our Skype was just full. And this guy has been on deals. He's been trying to put together a movie, looking for actors. And it's fine. You know what? I really shouldn't fault that, because it's fine to have dreams. But I guess my point to all of this is, this guy says in a radio interview over on Blog Talk that he was interviewed on as a paranormal investigator, and he was explaining about the afterlife. He was explaining about, and I'm not going to play that clip. I'm going to wait and let Sonny and JD play all of that. But he was explaining about the afterlife, and he said that he was a psychic medium to start with. And then the next thing you know, in this interview, he's explaining how he slips out of the mortal bounds, or his mortal bounds, or whatever. I don't recall exactly. But anyway, he slips out of his body, slips out of his meat suit, whatever. He went and slipped out, and wherever you would go, he went and checked over on the other side where all the dead folks are. I'm not making this up. You can listen to it for yourself. I'll post a link to it on the side after the show's over, on our wall. Anyway, he slipped out and went and checked on the other side, and this Laura chick, apparently, who does stuff with him and you know, different kinds of paranormal and psychic stuff and everything, she was just kind of shutting up because he was doing all the talking. Anytime she would try to interject something, he would listen for a second and, yeah, okay. And then he would go on to whatever it was about him. I mean, I had a huge laugh at that. He would just dismiss her. And it was just crazy. I just, you know, but anyway, he said that he could slip out of his being, if you will, slip out of his mortal bonds, or whatever they called that, and slip over to the other side. And when he got over there, you guys think I'm making this up. I know you do, and I'm not. And when he got over there, he found a whole processing center. That's right. I mean, this was like a way station, according to him. And lo and behold, people that he knew were in charge. Yeah. He said that this chick's grandfather, who was a retired military guy, he was on the other side. You know what his responsibility was? He was in charge of getting all the military guys that had been killed and getting them to get in the proper line to fill out all the right papers to get into the afterlife. That's what, hey, you go listen to it for yourself. So and then on top of that, I'm not going to go into the part about his niece or nephew. Okay, we'll forget about that. But my point is it was like they had different lines that they had to go into. And then everybody over there, of course, had a job. Like the old dead military guy. Yeah, and you think I'm making this up. And he's posing as an expert on this radio show. He was. This psychic medium, this paranormal investigator, this guy that can slip out of his meat suit and jump over to the other side into the afterlife and view and come back and tell us everything that's going on. This guy is a talented motherfucker. I'm amazed. I'm in awe. But I just don't understand. How do you do all of these things? If you're such a fucking psychic, how did you know before the election? How did you not know before the election that Obama was going to win when in your shows you were talking rah, sis, boom, bah, the polls have got Romney ahead. Hey, jump on the fucking wagon. Oh, yeah. But how did he not know that if he was a psychic? I don't know. How did he not know? If you're such a fucking psychic, how do you not know these things? How do you not know them in advance? Why didn't somebody over on the other side tell you what's happening and whatever runs all of this show, how it's all hooked up? Because I'm sure, just like he has sources in the government, just like Alex Jones has sources and Lil Wayne has sources, I'm sure he's got sources over on the white light side. Don't you think? Wouldn't you think? And this girl, this woman during this interview, she would try to interject something, and she was kind of delightful. She seems like a truly good person. And she would try to be, but she was trying to let Wayne have his moment. Because every time she would say something that she thought was funny, he would just dismiss her. Yeah, okay. And he'd just go right on. When he told her, when they told the story, he told her that he was naked in his bathroom. You guys think I'm making this up. He'd taken a shower, and her dead grandmother appeared to him in his bathroom, and he was trying to cover up his little whacker. And the dead grandmother said something to the nature, I'm having to paraphrase, you can go listen to this. Something about, you don't have anything I haven't seen before. Oh, that was so funny. And it makes me wonder, is this guy so delusional that he was really in the bathroom whacking off to an old dead woman? Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? And so this guy expects you to take him seriously about all of these conspiracy theories that he's heard or read somewhere, and he's just trying to jump on the bandwagon and the popularity of somebody like Alex Jones. He has every right to do that, but I still think it's terrible that he would interject all of this fear-mongering. Oh, you guys got to admit, this was worth the price of fucking admission. Can you imagine? This woman said, the host of the radio show said something to the nature of something about, does he get all wound up or this or that? And she just said, he asked the woman if she ever got upset with the fact that he drifts off on so many other topics. And she said, no, because he gives me free psychic readings, giving the impression that he charges for psychic readings. I mean, think about it. This guy's like the total package. He's a psychic, a comedian, a karaoke host, ghost hunter, actor, singer, ordained minister, a believer in the Jedi faith, a former mortuary worker, and has worked at a casino, and a paranormal research investigator. My God, man. And now he's got the straight line about what's going on with all these fucking conspiracies. Fucking A, man. I'm telling you, this is the total package. He is the John Rambo of life. This guy can do it all. He can eat shit that'll make a billy goat puke. That's right. And then he's little house nigger, Nick. I'm telling you, man, every time I think of this little midget, I just cannot. It just blows me away. Him said, you know what? I'm not going to go on that. It wasn't about Nick. Oh, my God. This is crazy.
You only exist out here because of me. That's the only reason. Without me, every fucking wise guy still around will take a piece of your fucking ass. That's where you're going to go.
It's crazy. It's all crazy. I sit here and look at this information, and it's occurred to me that, and it's not like background information. That's not what I'm talking about. Just all of this stuff that was sent over to us. Oh my God. I just can't. I mean, I don't even care. I got to tell you, nobody really gives a shit whether Wayne's mad at us, and we're not even mad at him. We don't care. It doesn't matter. I just think the fear-mongering thing is just, I just don't get it. I don't understand. And maybe I'm having trouble understanding things like they have trouble understanding things. Maybe I just don't get, nobody's taking away your fucking guns. I don't care how bad you think you are, although from apparently somebody posted a picture of you. I would be careful. Dude, you might fucking pull a tendon or something picking up anything heavy. I'm telling you that. Normally I respect the wisdom of the elderly. I don't know what possessed me. I thought Wayne was like in his late 40s, or that's what I thought he had said at one time. I don't know. Maybe. If he is in his late 40s, boy, that is one rode hard, put up wet motherfucker. I can tell you that. Holy man. Like a fucking AIDS patient. But anyway, you know what? The whole thing about this is it's really not about, it's about when you listen to a guy like this show, which guy's going to show up? Is it going to be the psychic or the comedian or the karaoke host, the ghost hunter, the actor, the singer, the ordained minister, or the mortuary worker? I mean, or the casino worker? I don't know. It's obvious to me that this guy has tried on every pair of shoes in the store, and none of them have fit so far. I don't know. Maybe this fear-mongering thing will work out for him. I don't know. But I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to let JD and Sonny do their thing, do whatever it is that they're going to do. They're getting a big charge out of all of this as well. This is really fun for us. We don't care. You don't see anything ugly posted on our page. You don't see anything. We just don't do that. We don't go around and post ugly things. The only thing that I saw that was posted from Mobster Boss Radio was apparently there was some facts put up about these weapons. Some of the facts that I discussed with y'all about these weapons and hollow points and all of that sort of stuff that were respectful, and they just spelled out the facts for the way that they are. And apparently those are gone now. That's okay. Hey, you know what? When you're faced with adversity, it's cowards like you, Wayne, that run. I get it. I know you got on there and invited everybody and their fucking mother to come to Reno, and I'm going to do this, and you don't want to. I get it, man. You know what? It's easy to sit there and act like you're some big bad motherfucker. I get it. You're an actor. I get that. And maybe this was all just a big bit to get our attention. Okay, fine. But the truth is, we don't care. We do not care. We're not going to be, we just don't. And you may say, well, if you don't care, why are you doing a show about it? Because it's fun. You're easy. You're just like that little midget, Nick. You guys, in fact, I'm glad y'all found each other. You and that pervert preacher that he's got, what's his name? BK. Brian Keller. Celebrated author. Oh, well, I'm not going to go there. But anyway, you guys are a great fit together. I think you'll make a good team, similar to the Three Stooges. It works. What was that? What was that cartoon? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Okay, George. Okay, George. Oh my God. Oh, anyway, doesn't matter. Hey, I hope that everybody has a good day. I'm going to get out of here. Wayne, I hope that you are successful in whichever pair of shoes you decide to wear. I really do. You and Imelda Marcos. I just think that would be a good thing for you to figure out maybe which pair of shoes, because, brother, I don't know how old you are. You look really fucking old, so I'd figure out what I want to do quick if I was you. You can say you're standing up for America's rights. You need the attention, just like that little bitch, Nick Larson. You guys need the attention. I get it. Hey, just everybody have a good day. Listen, be sure and tune in to JD and Sonny tomorrow. That'd be Friday the 1st. Be sure to tune in to them. Be sure to tune in to Shillbilly, Uncle Bobby. Check out Guy Shea. Check out Big Tiny. Who am I missing? If I'm J.R. Wild, check him out. Check out everybody. Hey, you know what? Check out Wayne Pierce. I think if you need a good laugh, that's the place to go. This has got to be his comedy show. This is Lester Bartholomew Jones from Mobster Boss Radio, wishing you and yours the very best. Take care.